WandaVision, to me, still stands as probably the single best thing that Disney Plus has done. Well, Andor is right up there too, but at least on the Marvel side, it's still the gold standard. WandaVision is still the gold standard for everything Marvel has done on there. And of course, one of the big reasons for that was the terrific award-nominated performance of Paul Bettany playing Vision. And since then, of course, you guys remember, WandaVision ends with Vision being gone again and White Vision emerging. And then came word that they were going to be doing a Vision Quest show. But it's been radio silence for a long time about that. And then when Bob Iger and Kevin Feige came out and said that they were going to be pulling back how much production that they're actually going to do, and that they've already actually killed some projects and stuff like that, a lot of people, including me, have kind of believed that Vision Quest was one of those things that was taken off the table. But hold on a second. Along comes that, outlet, Production Weekly, that often, very accurately, talks about what is about to go into production, where, when, and where. And it's, industry professionals read it all the time. Vision Quest may not be dead. This comes to us from What's on Disney Plus, who wrote this. While the focus is returning to major films with theatrical releases, Marvel Studios is still going to be creating some shows for Disney Plus. We already know that Marvel has filmed Agatha, Wonder Man, Ironheart, and Daredevil Born Again, but there is another show that has been rumbling around the rumor mill for ages. Vision Quest. According to Production Weekly, and I went and I took a look at it myself, filming on the upcoming Vision Quest Disney Plus series is expected to begin this October in the UK. Now, let's lay some preamble here. Production Weekly is very often correct, but it's not the Bible, right? So maybe they got something wrong. Maybe they got something wrong. Okay, so that's a possibility that maybe they got something wrong. I really hope they got this right, because I love Paul Bettany in this Marvel universe. I love him being in it. I love the character. I only fell in love with the character even more during Vision Quest, and the whole introduction of this white version of Vision, fascinating. I would love to see where they go. Do I actually believe they're going to do Vision Quest? I do, actually. And you know what? I think if there was ever doubt about doing Vision Quest, I think the emerging need, I think what Marvel is recognizing is that they tried, after Avengers Endgame, they tried to move on too far and too fast, right? Not having enough, like it seemed like every week they were introducing new shows and new characters and all this kind of stuff without, like a good sports team, Ray. You got to have a mix of the young guys and the veterans. You got to have a mix in there, right? And I feel like that's the same for the MCU right now, right? And I think Vision, while he wasn't one of the OG Avengers, I think he's one of those guys, especially Paul Bettany, because Paul Bettany is as OG as it gets. He was in his voice was in the first Iron Man movie, right? He was Jarvis. So to have him in there, I think is an important fact. And I think there's some good story to tell. Guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's video, Liquid IV. Summer is just around the corner, and Anna and I have some of our favorite activities coming up, from hiking, swimming, going camping. But in order to do all that, you gotta stay hydrated, because you need hydration that keeps up with every moment. Just a single stick of Liquid IV makes ordinary hydration extraordinary. And for me, preparing a glass is the easiest thing in the world. Simply open up a packet, pour it into your glass of water, and enjoy. And guys, there's a reason that Liquid IV is the #1 powdered hydration brand in America. It has 3 times the electrolytes of the leading sports drink. Just tear, pour, and live more. Just 1 stick plus 16 ounces of water hydrates better than water alone. With 8 vitamins and nutrients, non-GMO and free from gluten, dairy, and soy. There's no artificial colors or sweeteners, and it's got 4 delicious sugar-free flavors: white peach, green grape, raspberry melon, and lemon lime. So turn your ordinary water into extraordinary hydration with Liquid IV. Get 20% off your first order of Liquid IV when you go to liquidiv.com and use the code Campea at checkout. That's 20% off your first order when you shop Better Hydration today using promo code Campea at liquidiv.com. Anyway, Rob, what do you think about this report from Production Weekly? And then 2 questions. Do you think they're going to do a Vision Quest? And number 2, Do you think they should, or should this be one of the projects that gets axed? What do you think?
No. Well, first of all, in the comics, Vision is a cornerstone of the Avengers, especially in the 70s and the 80s.
He was the leader of the Avengers for a while in the comics.
I mean,
too.
his importance to the Avengers and the whole Scarlet Witch mythos cannot be undersold. And I think Paul Bettany, as a veteran actor, has a gravitas to him as well. And look, when he was introduced in Age of Ultron, he was great. Everyone loved Vision. And I certainly love Vision. I love the design of the character. I have hot toys of each, White Vision and regular Vision. I think that Paul Bettany's a great actor, and I think he's a heavy hitter. And as far as his power levels, they need him for the Avengers. And I think it's something that whatever the Vision Quest storyline is, like where they left Peter Parker, they left Vision in a really interesting place too. Same thing. You're going back, even the title of the show assumes that Vision has to go find himself. After the advent of White Vision and whatever happened to Vision and the way he was a product of Tony Stark's creation.
He's hanging out on the moon with Steve Rogers.
Yeah, I mean, and then you've got, where Ultron and all that, they could bring elements of that back. So I think it's a great idea. I think that they probably have a really great idea for it. And I can see this absolutely getting made. I want to see this get made. I hope it is going to get made. And like you said, John, WandaVision still is the strongest, in my mind, show that Disney Plus has put out, especially the strongest MCU show. So to have an offshoot of that show, I think it's definitely something to get excited about. And I hope this gets made.
I actually asked Jonathan Ray too. Well, Jonathan, start with you. I'm curious what other people's perspectives are, because again, Vision isn't like one of the core original Avengers. It's not like you don't see a lot of Vision cosplay when you go to the conventions, whatever. Is it a Vision show something you guys want to see?
I mean, I'm a little confused because this is a sequel and it's a recasting? Because originally it was Matthew Modine in Vision Quest. So
bring it back. That's right. That's what Production Weekly meant. It's the Matthew Modine sequel.
I probably should.
I mean, we got Footloose, we got Roadhouse.
Yeah.
We haven't got Flashdance yet, but maybe we are getting Matthew Modine because wrestling is coming back, John.
Yeah,
it's
the high school level.
I'll
100%.
say this much though. I'm excited. I love Vision, dude. He is OG and he is a great Avenger. So this is like, if you're gonna do something on Disney Plus, I hope they go big and come on, it's Vision, man.
And
this isn't just like I love Hawkeye, but this isn't just like Hawkeye. This is something big. So do it.
And you have to end this story somehow. I mean, they left us with him flying off, right? White Vision.
Yeah, just disappearing, riding off into the sunset.
There's another half of that story that it's going to be missing too. Wanda. Is Wanda going to be involved at all? I know the actress said she doesn't want to play the part.
She's dead.
Yeah, but I mean,
Is she?
So
I know it's the Marvel Cinematic.
I mean, he's alive
he's
somewhere.
So they're just going to forget that part of his life, or what? I mean, we'll see. I'm very interested to see what direction they are going to go after all the events that have happened without him involved in them.
We got to get him back in the lunchbox.
But yeah, he's a strong character. He's a mech, kind of, right? He's a robot.
Yeah, but infused with the power of an Infinity Stone. At least he
robot
was.
I love. So let's see what they're gonna do with him.
But let me ask, because everybody's brought this up. But let me ask this: does Wanda really need to play a part of that? Because remember, this is not really Vision.
Yeah, right.
Right, and maybe that emotional component doesn't necessarily transfer over, and maybe like we're all talking about how, because I admit that was my first thought too, is that how do you do Vision without Wanda? Well, because that Wanda doesn't mean that much to this Vision.
Right. Maybe that the idea of him flying off was them saying this relationship cuts off right here. It's just cut off. Like there's no, because he didn't even really know who she was in that last part that we saw.
Yeah, so I don't know. It'll be anyway. I really do hope they make this. I love Paul Bettany in the role. I really love the character. So fingers crossed. And like I said, the MCU needs some of the vets. They need a bigger presence from some of the veterans of the series. So let's see if they do that. Guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? Reports coming out of Production Weekly that Vision Quest is going to go into production this year. Maybe they're right, maybe they're wrong. But the question is for you. Do you think it's going to happen? And do you think it should happen? Whatever you guys think, jump down into the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.